Hey guys, welcome back to Build. I'm your host, Tatiana, and today I have a sweet treat for you all. I'm sitting down with Spice Adams and Sherry Yard to talk about the return of their hit show, The Great American Baking Show Holiday Edition. The ABC series, which premieres this Thursday night at 8 Central, showcases amateur bakers from around the country each week as they compete in holiday-themed challenges and eliminations. Both Spice and Sherry are here to talk today about this upcoming season. Before they come to the stage, let's take a look at the clip from the show.
Kids, you have 30 minutes left.
Now it's time to cook faster, right?
Lord, this is exhausting.
I don't know, this cream does not whip. I don't know if this is like heavy cream or not. A little nerve-wracking.
I don't know what it tastes like, but I'm really happy that I have a cake to present.
I'm starting to feel a little tight on time.
It's not whipping.
No.
I don't have anything left. I need praline. I don't have a filling. What am I gonna do?
No.
It's not whipping. I don't even really honestly know what went wrong. I'm just gonna have something in there. That's it.
The bakers have all moved on to the final step, decorating. And Sarita isn't the only one struggling.
My buttercream right now is too loose.
I am running out of time to get my decorations out.
5 minutes left. Really?
I have 5 minutes left to decorate this cake, and I gotta figure it out. I gotta do something.
I can feel the energy. I think everyone's in a bit of a panic.
That other batch didn't work. So this is just plain whipping cream.
1 minute left.
I can do this. I'm so frustrated.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Time up, bakers.
That was literally down to the wire.
Everyone, please help me in welcoming Sherry and Spice to the show. So let's get right into it. You guys are hosting and judging the new Great American Baking Show Holiday Edition. How has it been for you? How was the experience shooting in London and coming back here to promote the show?
It's great. It's awesome. There are a lot of UK, Chicago Bear fans over there, so they welcome me with open arms, and my family loves it over there, and it's a great experience just to see people driving on the other side of the road, the wheel on the other side of the car and everything. But as far as the talent there, the bakers are amazing. But the judges, they have the hard job. You know, they have to taste it and dissect the food and everything. For me, it's easy. It tastes good. People put tender love and care in it. And so, you know, they have me, but the judges really have the hard job.
It's such a joy. You know, it's such an iconic show. As we all know, the Great British Bake Off, and this is our American version. And Spice and I fly out along with 10 other amateur bakers, home bakers, who are incredibly talented. And in this year, it just keeps getting better and better every year. And to be able to just see how they do in each bake is different each week. So whether you have cookie week or bread week, and some of the bakers excel when it comes to a bread, perhaps, that they're not as good with dessert or vice versa. Yeah. So as judges, we don't even know who really is going to win. And then we have the 3 challenges, and one's the signature, second one technical. On the signature, they bring something that we know what they're going to bake, and they know how to bake it. On the technical, they have no idea. So it's an even playing field. And being under that tent, I mean, I get chills every time I go in that tent. It's such an honor to be a part of it.
Indeed.
Yeah, I can't even imagine the pressure that the bakers feel when you walk in the room. Like, it might be a little lax when you're there, you're kind of giving them the advice and the support that they need, but then they know that it's real crunch time. Once you step in, the judging is happening.
Yeah.
So how did you guys choose the contestants for this season?
Well, the Love Productions, and they choose the best bakers that America has to offer. And it's wonderful people that just love to bake. I think that's what's so wonderful about the show, that it's about the holiday season, it's about sharing. And, you know, some of my best recipes are from grandmas.
Yeah.
So, you know, you could be the best professional in the world. Somebody could be making something that grandma made, and it tastes so much better. And then there's been at least 4 times that I've said, can I have that recipe?
Yeah.
It doesn't happen often, but in 2 years, I've asked for 4.
I mean, coming from a James Beard Award winner, that is probably
3 times.
Three times. That is very right.
Yeah.
I'm sure that is like almost a higher compliment than the Hollywood handshake, I'm assuming.
Equally so, because Paul is, he's a very discriminating judge, and he's been doing it for 10 years now in the UK version.
Yeah.
And I certainly just fell in right behind him in year one to just follow through, because truly I'm overwhelmed just by even being in the tent. It's just so much fun, and it's not really cutthroat in the tent. It's all about sharing and being a part of the experience. And truth be known, Spice and Emma have the most difficult job, because they have to send people home.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's what makes it hard. And because there's such friendships that are formed, right? And sharing of these recipes, and they're all rooting for one another. You can see that. And it's just such a lovely show.
Yeah. But it's hard for them. Like, don't try to put it off on us. Like, it's hard for y'all to, like, taste the stuff and then, like, recognize, oh, you didn't put enough egg in there, or you didn't proof this well, or you didn't cook this at a temperature or whatever that it was supposed to be, or whatever. Like, you can notice that. Like, you were telling me something about bread earlier today, where you can put the bread up and, like,
squeeze it and have to smell it, and the different characteristics of what we're looking
for. I'm not doing that with bread. I see bread, I eat it. Like, I'm not going to do all of that.
Well, we root. Paul and I definitely, all of us, Emma and Spice, we all root for each of the bakers.
Yeah.
Because they're putting their heart and soul, and you could see where sometimes it gets very emotional. They get emotional because there's such passion behind everything that they're doing. And, just like a good hair day, you might have a great baking day, and you might not have the best baking day. So you can put someone in that's made a recipe 20, 30 times, and then something's just off. They get nervous, they measure it incorrectly, or they're just not, their timing's not right. And again, with the tent, it's an even playing field.
It's
because if
difficult,
the temperature's different.
It's difficult. I mean, you're putting together something that you've been doing for a long time, and then Paul Hollywood walks in with those blue, dreamy eyes or whatever, and he's just staring at you.
Yes.
And then Sherry comes in and she's eating. They eat things, but they look at you while they're eating it. So they're eating, and like, I can't get a beat on them. Like, do you like it? Do you not? Like, what is going on? And then they'll give you their thoughts.
About it all. It's all the little details. I mean, baking is such a science, right? And so it's those little details that are going to separate the good from the great.
Yes. Now, Spice, I know you're not necessarily a judge, but you're still tasting some of the desserts as well.
Yeah.
Do you have any process or any thoughts that go through your mind as you're tasting these desserts?
When I taste something and, I get to know the bakers, I'm just looking at them like, I hope you don't have to go home, because it tastes good to me, but I don't have the end-all, be-all. Like, I'm not the judge. So, but everything that I taste was very good. And I always look at it like, well, can I do better than this? And the answer is already no, like, for every bake. And so, it's hard for me to judge anyone off of what I've eaten, because it's all good. So y'all definitely had a tough task.
It's fun. It's truly fun, and each time a bake comes up, we're surprised. We're surprised by the ingredients that they use often, sometimes techniques that they use. And what's really interesting that we haven't talked about is the UK to US, and whether it's biscuit, they call a cookie. Biscuit, right?
Oh, yeah.
And aluminium. There are many times where we joke around. We need an interpreter on set.
Like potato chips.
Yeah.
They say crisps.
They say crisps, right.
Crisp. Like,
crisps,
chips.
though. That sounds good.
It sounds
but they
lighter.
call French fries chips.
Oh, yeah, that can be a little confusing. Yeah, it's a
So,
little confusing.
it's
all
different.
food, though. Good food.
Yeah.
It's all delicious.
So I'm wondering, Sherry, for you, when you are critiquing these recipes, are there any maybe moments where you're like, well, it is good, however, there's like one little thing that's off, and then like, how do you actually tell these bakers that it's not quite correct?
Oh, Sherry has no problem doing that.
Just like your mom or grandma, they wouldn't let you walk out the door if you weren't looking spot
very
on,
true.
and they want to tell you the truth. My mom always said, if I didn't tell you, that would mean I don't love you. So I've got to always tell the truth, and I want them, you have to see, you have to watch the show, every show from start to the end, because you'll see how these bakers learn and transition. And the really great bakers will transition. You'll see the difference in their hand as they're going along. They'll listen to the criticism, because if I didn't tell them, then how are they ever going to get better? So I really feel like I'm their cheerleader. I have the pom-poms out, but I'm not going to let anything slide. I'm going to tell them this truth.
It's tough love. We all need a little bit of tough love.
Right?
So
In these days, you need honesty, and you want to be genuine, and that's fair.
Doesn't Sherry look great, you guys? Sherry looks awesome. You look great.
She does.
Just want
We're
to say
here
that.
for the festive season, right?
So, Spice, this is your first time hosting a competition series, correct?
No, this is my third. It's my third time.
Like with the show, though, right?
Yes.
Oh, yes. How has that experience been from you being able to host and hold your own? Because you're also a comedian while a football player as well. You know, we have a Twitter moment of the decade superstar here.
Well, you know what? It's a form of entertainment. And back when I was younger, I always wanted to entertain because I'm the only child. So by the time I've been this same size and height since I was like 12. And so my mom was like, you know, you're going to have to play football. I really didn't want to play. In my neighborhood, I'm from Detroit, so we always played basketball. So everybody was talking about the bad boys, the Pistons, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then, you know, I found football, and football is a form of entertainment. And so once I retired, I was like, well, what I'm going to do now to, like, entertain or whatever. So then I started putting videos up on YouTube. And then Instagram changed from pictures to video. So then I started doing videos on Instagram. And then slowly but surely, people started to take notice. And then I started getting a lot of followers on Instagram and a lot of subscribers on YouTube and things like that. And then opportunities started to come where the Chicago Bears, once I had retired, they said, hey, we're doing a show locally called Inside the Bears. We want you to be one of our co-hosts. So I said, yeah, let's do it. So now I'm on my 6th season doing that. And then I did some shows with Big Ten Network. And then I'm doing the Great American Baking Show. And I'm having a good time doing it. I love the show. Love being a part of it.
1.8 million
Oh, my
followers.
gosh.
I know.
I'm just so impressed.
It's really impressive. I mean, my favorite moment of yours is obviously the
ha.
I love it.
Yeah, that's the laugh you get when you get a nice little haircut. You know, you walk past the mirror and say, ha. That's it.
Are we going to see any aha moments on the show?
I hope so. I don't know what they edit, what they take out, what they leave in, or anything like that. Once I'm watching it, like I'm probably going to be live tweeting and everything like that. So, you know, it's going to be my first time watching it, you know, Thursday as well.
Spice has been the best sport ever. Let's just say, I mean, there's a lot to look out for. Each show, there's some different outfit or contraption or just so much fun.
Yeah, I'm just imagining just the British version. Every time the beginning of the show starts, there's always this like magical moment. So I just know with your comedy already, like it's going to be incredible.
Oh, man, we had a good time. We had a blast. I was in a lot of different outfits, and Emma is great, too. Emma
Good sport. She's an amazing sport as well. Yeah.
Yes, you two are natural, and the chemistry is amazing.
She's so much fun. I mean, you would think somebody who sold 80 million records, they would have like a big ego or whatever, but she's very down to earth, very approachable, and we go back and forth all the time. She's like a big sister to me.
When she sings on set.
She can sing.
And she can sing.
Most people know how to sing. She could sing.
Sings, and you want to sit around as though she's going to tell you a bedtime story because she has the most lovely voice.
Yeah.
And she tells stories, and you melt. You just melt. She's such a lovely person. It's a wonderful team.
She's singing. Paul's looking at you with the starry eyes, and then Sherry comes with some eggless, flourless peanut butter cookies that are amazing.
Every day on set.
Oh my God.
It is unreal.
It out to everyone, and
I'm surprised I didn't gain 100 pounds of just being on the show.
You lost 100.
I lost 100. Yeah,
I'm also very curious. How much of these desserts do you actually eat?
She eats all of it.
Everything, twice, 3 times. Sometimes I'll take it away with me. I'll take a whole one away from me. Paul, I just love dessert.
I had to work out every day at like 4 a.m. because we had to be on the set at like 7, so I would work out at 4 a.m. And one time,
and he did, no lie.
One time, Sherry came. I invited Sherry to come, not expecting her to come.
He invited me to go 4 in the morning.
It was a 24-hour fitness place.
Oh my
And
goodness.
I said, I'm going to take him on.
And so you need a card to get in, right? So of course I had the card, so I'm in there working out. And I look out the window and I just see somebody in all black, and I'm just like, what is going on? And Sherry's like, hey, let me in. Like, I didn't know that she was out there. I was just
So
like,
I started mirroring his workout in the street.
Oh my goodness.
In London, as cars are driving by, and I'm doing jumping jacks. I'm like, Spice, look at me, I'm out here, I swear. Because I know we'd go in later that morning. And he'd say, no, you weren't. So I had to take a video of
This is
myself.
funny. Every time. It was 4:30 in the morning.
Jeez. So was that the last time you joined him?
That was the first and the last confession.
I'm sorry.
That's the ultimate diss.
Yes. So have there been any moments where the desserts weren't so tasty? Like, how do you handle not being able to actually eat something because it doesn't taste that great?
Well, you have to eat it. You have to taste. Otherwise, you have no comment. Just because, and the comment, sometimes they take risks. And I think that's one of the most interesting parts of things. We've had someone, they do savory sometimes when it should be sweet, or they're adding an extra spice. And spices can be very intense. more ways than one.
She lets you down easy, though.
Yeah, and again, honest, but you can't not taste it. That's part of our job. It's a rough job. Somebody's got to do it. And I enjoy it. That's what experience is. Honestly, experience is screwing things up and making sure not to do it again. Right? And that's that.
And Sherry's a great coach. Yeah. Great coach. Like she'll let you know what you did wrong and
all of them.
And what you need to do to make it better. Yeah.
We all do.
Great. You're the greatest.
Yes, so this season is about holidays, and obviously the holidays are coming up in a few weeks, so excited to eat myself some pies, some bread, everything, cookies, brownies, my personal favorite. Are there any favorites that you guys have, maybe that you learned from the show or just that you kind of grew up with?
Yeah, we've been talking about this all day, but my mom makes a red velvet cake, and so she taught me how to make it from scratch. So I make that and some banana pudding that my aunt taught me how to make. Those things like that, it kind of sticks with you. And me being the only child, I had to learn how to cook something. So, she would sit me down and, say, hey, the vinegar goes in here, then the baking soda goes in, then you take the cocoa powder and you put the red food coloring in, like all of that stuff. I know all the steps, sifting the flour, putting a little bit of salt in there sometimes, use canola oil over, butter or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I get down with the get down, but I'm more of like a griller. So I grill like, smoked turkeys and ribs and stuff like that, so I get down. At 365, I'm out on the grill. I got Traeger grill.
Yeah, but you need one sweet just to pull out of your pocket. Woo. So for me, I grew up in Brooklyn, right here over the
Brooklyn style, Brooklyn.
And so sweets are everywhere. Whether it's, I love it. We just had it out of pie season. You have to have pie dough, and then which transitions into cookies. And, of course, I love cakes. I don't think there's anything I don't like. There's only one thing is kryptonite for me, and that's uni, and I don't have to worry about that.
What?
In uni, yeah.
Uni?
Yeah, what's an uni?
Uni is a sea urchin. So all going well, no one puts it on the plate.
It's a dessert?
That's not a dead giveaway there, but...
it's a dessert?
No, it's a savory item.
Oh, okay.
It's from the sea. It's a sea urchin. It's not really, I don't understand.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's umami and all that kind of... But everything else I love, and I can never decide because I like cookies and cakes and ice creams and creams and... Oh, my God, ice cream I'd go crazy for. So I love it all.
You can put uni in the ice cream?
You could, yeah, savory.
Ew.
Absolutely.
Ew.
So I'm curious, Sherry, since you are an award-winning pastry chef, I need to know if I want to impress my friends this holiday, what dessert should I make? Or buy? I'm open to either.
Okay, honestly, a couple of quick things that you could do. Baked Alaska.
No idea what that is.
Okay, Baked Alaska is an ice cream dessert that's layered. And you could just do it with one ice cream, but I love to do it with raspberry chocolate or chocolate sorbet and vanilla, Tahitian vanilla ice cream. And then you could put a cake or a cookie or anything you want as the base. You flip it upside down, and then you make a meringue. You're writing the recipe down.
Fast.
You make a meringue.
Taking notes.
And like so it's nice and whipped and fluffy. And then you set your oven at 500 degrees, or you could get a blowtorch. Every girl needs a blowtorch.
What?
Yeah.
Blowtorch?
Get a blowtorch, and then so it's all ready to go in your freezer. And then when the guests arrive, and you could be a cocktail party. You could pull out your blowtorch and go to town and fire it up and flambe.
Sherry, all I got is raspberries and blowtorch.
Raspberries, blowtorch, ice cream, good to go. That one's fantastic.
Awesome. So if I don't have a blowtorch, what else can I do?
I love it. Some other simple things are, everyone has coffee.
Grilled cheese sandwich.
Grilled cheese, make a grilled cheese sandwich, or you could use your leftover coffee. So often you have to make a pot of coffee at the end of the night. You don't know what to do with it. So I take the coffee and I reduce it down, and now I have a wonderful extract. And then we do something called, are you ready? It's called Viennese Cafe Glacé. You know what it is? It's pour over, coffee over, ice cream with whipped cream and a cookie. It is decadent and delicious and easy to do. That's another one of my favorites.
Wow.
Or banana tarts. I mean, a banana tart. Take a plain old banana. I mean, you saw that on Insta. On
Art Basel,
An Art Basel over there. They were putting their banana there.
went for like
Rip that sucker off.
120,000.
Rip that sucker off the wall. Slice it so it smiles at you and fan it over the top of your cookie. Again, you're going to have to use your blowtorch, sugar it up, and fire it up, and now you've got banana brulee.
So if I duct tape like an apple on the wall, that could go for like 130 possibly?
If you did it, probably 200.
Yeah.
Wow, so
try
I
that.
can understand why the contestants are truly intimidated when you walk in. These desserts sound so hard and complex. I don't know. That's a lot. It's
Well,
very
you know, it's like
impressive.
anything. When you know how to do it, it's not so difficult.
And you just throwing these words out like we supposed to know what it is and stuff. Like uni, like I don't know what a uni is.
We're always doing that. We're always.
Well, we know blowtorch and raspberry.
Yeah, I know
That's all we
blowtorch.
need.
That's all we need.
First steps are there. So the show premieres on Thursday.
Yes.
It's a holiday edition series. What can we expect?
Expect a lot of competition and people helping each other. I mean, and expect the people getting into the holiday spirit. This is a show where everybody can watch. I mean, from little kids. Like my kids love it. I have an 11-year-old, 9-year-old, 7-year-old, and a 6-year-old, and they absolutely love the show. They ask me 1,000,001 questions, and so your grandparents, everybody can watch it, and it's a feel good show, and like I say, you get a chance to understand everybody's background, and everybody has their story, and it's remarkable to watch and see where people have come from and see their style and everything like that, and see it all come to fruition when it comes to a bread that they make or a cake that they make. So
Their voice. Baking is about having your own voice and your own soul. The bakers are diverse. They're from all over the United States. They have their specialties, and it's exciting to see them put their passion on a plate.
Yep.
Well, Sherry and Spice.
Nice.
Oh, and everything nice. I like that.
I like
Thank
that.
you two so much for coming. And you can watch the Great American Baking Show this Thursday at 9 p.m. Central Time and 8 p.m. Standard Time. Thank you so much for coming, guys.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.